Brought to you by Station House Coffee and Amazon.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
John Henry movie on Netflix, which I decided to watch because it was in the trending section and stars Terry Crews. And after watching America's Got Talent, I love Terry Crews. I really do. And I was hoping that this might be a movie that would show Terry Crews as a potential action star badass. But this movie did not. This movie was disappointing. This movie made me stop the movie on a few occasions trying to decide whether or not I should even complete the movie at all. But it is very boring. The story is very kind of generic and simple. It's like starts off with like a gang violence in a house, like they're trying to steal back guns or money or people. Meanwhile, there's a couple illegal immigrants. It takes place in L.A., by the way. John Henry, modern day. It's based on, I believe it's based on John Henry's like an old like tall tale, right? John Henry and his big old hammer. Which the hammer barely comes into play in this movie. Terry Crews as a character barely does anything. It's like this girl who's from Honduras that's there with her brother trying to, escape Honduras and live in the U.S. She hides out after the shooting. She hides out underneath Terry Crews' little ramp up to his house. He finds her, takes her in to take care of her. They get in contact with her cousin who's like attached to stuff. Then there's like these montages, these musical montages of like the city of LA showing lowriders and just like LA culture with like hip hop beats to the back. But it was just like nothing was going. It was like all filler. Like there was no story. The bad guy was stupid. Who was it? It's the bad guy in this is Ludacris, whose name is Hell. Just found that out. The bad guys in this are not good. I will say, despite this movie being pretty horrible, and I would not recommend it, the stand-up comic Jamar Neighbors plays one of the bad guys' henchmen. And there's a scene with Jamar and another bad guy in a car having a conversation. And that was probably the best part of this movie. It was probably improv. I can't imagine that out of all of this movie where there's just like nothing going on, no real dialogue, the dialogue's all stupid and badly synced. There's a lot of just badly synced audio in this too. That conversation had to be just improv at some point. But there is this horrible shooting scene, right? So the bad guys find out that Terry Crews has this girl, and for some reason they want to go in there and they want to kill her. Maybe because she saw the I don't know. It doesn't matter. They just want to do it. That's the thing that's in the script. They want to shoot it. Terry Crews' dad had a stroke or whatever, and he's in a wheelchair. So they invade. It's the girl, the dad, and Terry Crews, and these two henchmen. I believe one of them was probably Jamar Neighbors, I guess. But they're wearing masks, so you don't get to see. I just assume since you see both of them later that he was one of them. But they're coming through, right? Shooting. The dad who's in a wheelchair is like tucked behind a table, right, in a hallway that's, getting his gun ready to shoot. They're like walking through the kitchen in slow motion, right? Meanwhile, dude from wheelchair stands up, right? Stands up, of course, people right in front of him, they don't shoot right away. He stands up. He has enough time to stand up, aim, and get out a line. Like he says some kind of line, right? Like, hasta la vista, baby. I don't know what he says, but it's like you have to apparently say a line before you shoot a gun. And he's given the time. Like the bad guys are apparently still trapped in slow motionville, walking forward, about to shoot him. But they wait until he gets up, stands up, right? Used to be in a wheelchair. Stands up, points the gun, says the line, then shoots, and then they shoot him, and then he gets this, and that's after him being shot, by the way. He gets shot through the table. I forgot to mention that. And then he stands up. Later, still not dead. Later, you find out that he was able to stand up because adrenaline killed his paralysis. There's a scene like not long before that, where he's talking about his dick doesn't work. And now he can just stand up, and he's completely it was stupid. It's just the order of things. Like, it would cut to him, cut to them, cut to him. He's just like, they don't shoot him for whatever reason. Bad. Just so bad. And then there's the last fight scene where John Henry's got his sledgehammer, right? Because now it's the big badass and it's like the scene at the end of Friday, where it's like him outside on the front lawn of the bad guy's house, right? There's the gunman on the porch who shoots John Henry because the bad guy doesn't kill people. He just uses a blowtorch on them for some reason. Also, Ludacris has this weird jaw thing. Like, clearly looks like it's just a plastic thing they glued on his face. I guess something happened when he was a kid, and they didn't explain it. So much of this movie is so stupid. But there's this end scene that's really bad, and I don't know. Just the whole movie itself was just really bad. It was just like, I don't understand why it's trending. I don't understand why anybody would watch it. It's just like it's got like cliches from other movies that it's like a bag of nothingness. It's just like they've seen other movies, they mixed it in a little grab bag of editing and shooting, and they glued it together, and they thought it was going to be a movie. Which I was bummed, because I want to see. I like Terry Crews, man, and like he was a big, overwhelming size-wise guy. So he could have been, an action star badass, but it was just so bad. So much of this movie was bad. And it wasn't even so bad it's good. Maybe it would have been if I was in a different mood and not having anxiety all week. But the only reason I watched it is so I could talk shit about it on the show, and I don't even want to talk shit about it. Like, I don't. It's a movie that if anybody ever says is a good movie, I can instantly know that they don't have good taste in movies, or just haven't seen enough movies, because it is a bad movie. So do not watch John Henry. It is not a good movie, and if you do watch it and do like it, feel free to keep your opinion to yourself. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Station House Coffee, on Instagram and stationhousecoffee.com. Order coffee, have it delivered directly to you for small batch, single origin, premium coffee, brewed in Vermont, shipped directly to you. Go to stationhousecoffee.com and order your coffee now. Also, shop on Amazon. Support the show and use the link inspireddisorder.com/Amazon. It'll take you to Amazon. You shop just like you normally would, but a small percentage comes to this show to help support the show. And all you have to do is buy stuff on Amazon. So go to inspireddisorder.com/Amazon. That's the link, inspireddisorder.com/Amazon. It'll take you to the store. You order whatever you want, and it ships directly to you, because you know how Amazon works. New episodes come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork and merchandise for this show over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Peace out!